Hello, welcome to Donostia San Sebastian. We are here because it is the final stage of the women's Itzulia stage race today, and I'm going to go and check out some tech. If anything from previous times when I've been to this race, and women's races in general, the tech's way better than the men's. So as always, let's crack on and have a look.
I'm Simon Wainwright, I'm the mechanic here with Coop Repsol. We're here on the final stage of the Itzulia Tour in Durango, San Sebastian. The bikes that the girls have got, they're Factor Ostro VAMs, which is the top of the range Factor bikes. They come supplied with black ink handlebars, which are generally 38mm, 36mm wide, and then they come in various stem lengths. The bikes come with SRAM Force group sets on them with the 4833 power meter chain rings, the 1033 cassettes on there, and we're riding with Wahoo pedals, which come as sponsor. Although the bikes come from Factor with their own set of wheels, because we're sponsored by Hunt and we've got Schwalbe as tyre sponsors, the wheels that we're running are from the sponsors, a variety of deep section and shallow section depending on the rider and what they like going up and down.
Well, how many sort of sets of wheels does Hunt supply at the start of the season?
Good question. 12 riders, so that'll be 15 pairs of alloy wheels for training. We'll then have 14 sets of deep section and maybe 14 sets of shallow. That'll be for racing. Training wheels are back at home, and then TT wheels as well, deep section 80mm fronts and discs at the back, in a combination of rim brake and disc brake, because the riders ride their own TT bikes at the moment. So SRAM, Shimano, disc brake, rim brake, the joys of multi-group set.
I have managed to catch the EM Cat team bikes just before they roll over to sign on, and to say they're interesting is an understatement. Mendis frames, which look, I'm not going to say an open mould model, but they definitely don't look an individual frame set at all. I'll flash up where Mendis are from. I'm pretty sure they're Spanish. I could be very wrong though. Group sets are the old Force ones, and they have been abused. If I remember rightly, this team were on the same bikes last year, same paint job. Wheels are also some brand I've never heard of, GTR. Nothing too flash there by the looks of things, and the team are wearing Tofu tyres for the most part. This is a brand that we do not see in the men's peloton, or at least in Europe, maybe in the US. They were breaking through, I'm going to say about 10, 12 years ago into the scene, but definitely didn't take off at all. We got alloy bars from Deda and even an alloy seat post on there. These definitely are 10, 15 grand bikes at all. Alloy seat post. Let's hope that frame's compliant. Oh, Saint Michel have just turned up, the French team. They're on Canadels. Let's go over and have a look at them. If you've seen these videos before, normally I talk about the bikes while I'm filming them, but it has been an absolute blitz of a job to get through some of the bikes today, because there's some absolute belters. So let's wander to a quality coffee shop, get a cafe con leche, a bit of tapas, and let's talk about what I've seen, because there is some absolute delight. I've been offered a coffee by so far this season, Astana, superb, yeah? Q3 6.5 or Q30 6.5, yeah. All right. Let's see what Spanish coffee is. No, Basque coffee. Baquet. Is that your sponsor?
Yeah. Yeah, the brand.
That's a green one, isn't it? The green. Yeah, I know the one. Yeah. Right, let's try it.
From Laboral Cuccia.
Looks like it's got a good cream on there. I'm going to do a whole video on team coffees. Alright, I've had my coffee, I've run round the pits, I've wrote my list of the bits and pieces I've seen, so let's delve into the rest of the stuff. I promised that I'd wander over to the Saint Michel team, the French squad from up near Paris, because they have got some very tasty looking Cannondales. These are the Super 6 Evo, exactly the same frame set, and just like the EF team, they've got a very fetching paint job. Team colours with a nice cock chicken on there. Wheels are of course from their secondary sponsor Mavic, for the most part they're Ultimate. But what's interesting to know is that they are using the Michelin Power Cup tubeless ready tyres in 28, which come up really wide by the looks of things on them Mavic wheels. Why is that interesting, you're saying? Well, because most of the time when we see Michelin tyres on team bikes, generally on the Cofidis team, they're using the tubular version. This is the first time I've seen the tubeless version on a Michelin sponsored team. So hell, the French are moving with the modern times, aren't they? And let's admit, they look pretty damn fresh with them tan sidewalls. But what I really like about the bike is the details. Is the bottle cage on there from Specialist TA, a French brand. Got to keep it a little bit French, haven't you? With a French squad. While we're talking about one French team, let's head over to the other French team, Cofidis. Cofidis, believe it or not, have got a huge squad, not just men's and women's, but they've also got a para team as well. And I think, if I remember rightly, the sponsor signed on through to at least 2027. This is a team with close to sort of 3 decades of sponsorship by the time the 2027 contract comes to an end. And the men's and the women's team look like they use exactly the same equipment. We've got the Look frame sets, full Joe Race group sets on there, some Ultegra for the spare bikes by the looks of things. Karima wheels, they've got them very fancy Karima full carbon spoke jobbies on the roof of the car for some of the spare bikes. Nobody was actually starting out on them today. Michelin Power Cup tubular tyres. Another little detail that I noticed is nobody was on the new fancy Keo blade with a power meter inbuilt. Most of them are using the older Keo pedals. I'm guessing once they get the one delivery of pedals, it's that's it for the year, guys. You'll have to wait till 2025 for the new version. There's a few change-ups in the group set though. It's not a full Shimano running kit. We got Look cranks on there, but not on all the bikes. It's a real mishmash. Okay, let's do a little bit of Italian now. Be Pink is a team with bikes that I have never heard of. And I've got to say, from the styling of them and the way they look, they could very well be custom. I'm going to flash some details up here because I've got to go and do some research on this stuff. They look really interesting. Alright people, I've done my research. Officiano, Matteo, yeah, pronunciation's not my strong point, are the bike supplier of this team. They are not in fact custom made, but they are handmade in Italy, which is a dying art in it. But with them being handmade, I am guessing that they're able to tinker about with the stiffness or the compliance of them all because they are a tube to tube construction. The company also make titanium, steel bikes and have been around since 2013. As for the rest of the build of the bike, we have got the previous, well now only just previous generation SRAM Red axis on there. Cell Repenta saddles, another Italian brand. And rounding out the Italian design stuff, we got deader bar stem, seat post and wheels, which got to say I can't remember the last time I saw a set of deader wheels out in the wild. Okay, on to another fancy bike, Wintec. The Chinese bike company have come in as title sponsor of the French squad this year. Last year they were Chardon Maritel, I think, if I remember rightly, and the bikes look pretty fresh and bloody cheap, if you don't mind me French. €1,500, £1,500, $1,500 is a rough ballpark for the frame set. They do come in rim and disc versions, believe it or not. Tour AT 800 carbon, masses of clearance apparently, for those that want 32mm tyres in there. And from hunting about on the old internet, they do seem to get pretty damn good reviews. So maybe they're a company I need to reach out and find out a little bit more about, maybe get one in for a review. Group set is Shimano Dual Race. Wheels are also from Wintec, or Wintec's wheel company, Hyper. Again, prices start at about €1,300. They are shod with Challenger Strada tubeless ready tyres in 27mm. Right, back to you, Dave, in San Sebastian. Thank you, Dave. Okay, now on to the local Basque team, Laboral. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the second part of the team, but they're part of the same foundation of the Escatel Escardi men's team and the under-23 team as well. For starters, that jersey's just gorgeous, and so's the paint job on the Orbeas. There's a mix of the Orbea Orca and the Orbea Orca Aero. Orbea also supply bars, stem and wheels from their in-house parts brand Ocua. It's basically all exactly the same equipment as the Escatel Escardi team use. I do know for a fact that Orbea supply the bikes from top to tail, group sets, the job lot. They don't have any outside sponsors. Shimano doesn't come in and sponsor them. So this has got to be a huge outlay across the three teams, the men's, women's and the under-23 squad. And of course they obviously sponsor two other teams here, the Lotto Destiny team and Kriowitz, something like that. That's a load of bikes, isn't it? Over to a team that I have already put a video up of because it has some very fancy bits on there. Canyon SRAM, they never disappoint with a paint job. But the reason I have already put a video up about this team's bike is because they were on the new SRAM Red Axis group set. SRAM being the secondary sponsor of the team, obviously supply the group set and wheels. Canyon being the title sponsor have kept things in the family as well, because those Ergon saddles are from a company that is owned by the brother of the person who started Canyon. If you want to know more about that SRAM group set, I'll link a video below. Alright, that is enough from me, isn't it? Right, let us know what you think of the bikes in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. Hit us up via the social media channels if you're watching it over on the website. And as always, thank you for watching and enjoy your riding.